cut this market. Other one you could just flip the button. I was trying the other day. I said, how you cut this out? Okay. I don't like this. I hate I have a download. This is when I cut this out. I mean, oh, thank you.
That's okay.
That was easy.
All right, we're about to start, y'all.
Okay, we're about to start. It's afternoon now. Good evening. It's in the evening. You know, give us the thumbs up, Miss Kelly. Good evening, all of our social media fans, all of our social media followers. Thank you again for being a part of our family. And today we have, as I promised you last week, we have a very special guest. Today is my last podcast filling in for the infamous Mr. Willie Strickland. Okay, and I hope I didn't do him any disservice filling in for him. But this is my last podcast. That's why I have brought to you a very special guest. But before I do that, I introduce you to that guest. I want to thank all of my guests who agreed to be a part of the podcast. And there are some that want to be a part because they have stories to tell. And I'm going to hook them up. Those of you who asked to be on here, I'm going to hook you up with Mr. Willie. And you know, he'll see if he can fit you in so you can be a part of his guest list. I want to thank Ms. Sharon Keaton, comedian KG, Mr. Willie Mumford, and guitar playing principal, ex-principal, who has a band, Mr. Johnson, my ex-boss, the principal at ODY High School, and then moved up to the administration building, and Sister Wanda King, who was director over the Usher Board and has a whole lot of accolades to her credit. And Miss Sherry Smith, who worked with Robert Ashley on KKDA, which broadcasts in Fort Worth, Texas, but it fed information to our community. So Darlene Rose, that was the ombudsman that came out and told y'all the laws that affect the elderly. So she was gerontology, so that was her specialty, and she helped older people create activities and fun things. So y'all remember all these things. And Miss Christina Brown, the dancer, and who brought Sydney, who was also did sign language and impressions and dancing. So y'all, and now I present to you my last and final guest, and I know we're a little late today because we wanted to make sure that we got all this in, and Miss Jewell Kelly. Y'all give it up for Miss Jewell Kelly. Come on. Miss Jewell Kelly. Miss Jewell Kelly is known in Fort Worth. I'm quite sure she's known around Texas. And those of you who don't know, we'll make sure that you know some of the things that she has done, that she is credited for, or you should be aware of how she's credited for a whole lot of people that she's gotten started. And I'm gonna read off some of the credits, some of the things that are attributed to her her accomplishments on her journey. Miss Jewell Kelly, she is a specialist, she's outstanding, exceptional, she's detailed, and she encourages others. She's a visionary. She doesn't realize it. She's innovative in her skills, she's masterful, she's motivational, but this is what she has written about herself. She's passionate practitioner of the teaching profession, whose love for sacred music has earned her the rightful recognition and praise. 50 years, 50 y'all. That means I worked with Miss Kelly. She had retired. The school seemed like they couldn't do without her, and then she came back. I looked up and Miss Kelly was back. 50 years of teaching in Fort Worth Independent School District as an abiding love for her students and for music, eventually, which led her to having a street named in her honor. Now, those of you know, if Fort Worth, especially being a minority in this area, and they have decided that you are deserving of a street to be honored in your name, you have accomplished a whole lot, Miss Kelly. So there are a lot of things that she has held her head up and just carried that torch that will make a lot of people proud, make us proud in this community of your accomplishment, Miss Jewell Kelly. She's an inspiration and source of insight for musicians and choral leaders across the country. So that lets you know a little bit about what she does, and still now, but what she did. She as a choir director, not just an average choir director. She is a choir director that obviously, when you learn more about how she's journeyed through this, you know that, according to the Bible, your gifts will make room for you. God had already prepared places for her to be productive and use her gift. And her path was ordered, and she walked in that path. And he had already given her those gifts, and they made room for her. They were already there and ready to explode. And she'll tell you about some things that happened. Because I'm not going to sit here and talk all this time, because there's a lot to tell about Miss Kelly. That's just the first. And I'm going to let Miss Kelly, y'all give it up again for Miss Jewell Kelly. Miss Kelly, tell us a little bit about how you started this journey into music.
I think I had a thirst for music because of my mother. My mother loved to sing. She sang in the gospel choir of the Rising Star Baptist Church years and years ago. And she loved to sing. And I think she wanted all of her kids to get a little touch of music. So we went to piano. Mrs. Gunter, the late Mrs. Gunter, taught us piano, my sister and I. And the two of us was going to music together. We went so long, but one day Miss Gunter took her when my sister would miss a note, she'd pop it. And of course she decided, I am not going back. I am not going back. But I stayed in there, and my mother wanted, when she would want to learn the music to the song, she had me play that record over and over till I got all the words. Of course, that meant hours and hours, and I guess I fell in love with it. And music, because music was all around her, I became a recipient of it. And but I think the thing that sparked me was in the Rising Star District. They had what they call the St. John Landmark, and every quarterly during the summer they would have children come together, many choirs come together. And one day at one of these meetings, I was sitting up in the balcony, probably making noise and doing everything with the other kids. But all of a sudden I heard this beautiful song coming from the choir in the sanctuary. It was the most beautiful sound that I'd heard. And I figured out what it was. It was SATB, soprano, alto, tenor, basses, the human voice. And when you combine them together, if you do it right, it's a beautiful sound. Well, I heard that sound. I said, my God. And for the rest of my life, I've been searching for that sound, that beautiful sound. Right. That can make a difference in a person's life, can change. Was it Roberta Flack strumming my story? What? My
Girls,
yeah. You know, music can tell your story.
I agree.
Yeah,
That's the reason
that
we,
is,
that's,
true, that's
the
true.
blue, that's the reason we have the blues. We have gospel music. It tells your story. So I've been searching for that sound, and for 50 plus, I'm still searching for that sound. I'm just trying to get other people to realize what happened to me through the beauty of music. Music is, how do I put it? It can take things out of you that you, oh, where did that come from? It can strum your life. I've been here, done that. So music has a way of disarming people. Is that the
Yeah, it
word?
does, and calming you, and really, it's something about it, and I don't know how you feel, but I know what I feel when I hear that perfect harmony, like you were saying, you hear that soprano, alto, bass, and tenor, you hear all those,
Yeah.
you can actually hear it, and I can tell in the way you direct that you can actually hear, cause I know from what the kids have told me, they know, you know when somebody's off.
And they know it too.
They know it because Miss Kelly will let them know that, hey, something is off. It doesn't matter if it's a choir full, she can always, she's going through, hey, right over here. And you should hear some of the kids share that story, that part of your life, that part of the story,
I
their
know they tell
experience.
some terrible stories.
I mean, but it's fun.
And when I think about it, when I look back,
It helped discipline them. And as a result of what you've done with them and making them appreciate it, they've gone on to do great things. I know you have a lot of stories to tell about great people that you inspired, that you touched them, and we're gonna let you do that. I'm gonna read a little bit more about your journey and let you tell us a little bit about, okay, Miss Kelly, her anointed she felt this was her anointed spiritual purpose that would eventually become a life vocation. And it did not start without obstacles or naysayers. I can imagine during that time, there probably were obstacles, just growing up.
well, I think one thing that my music teacher, at my senior year, I started taking theory, appreciation, everything I
Your
could.
senior year where?
At I am Terrell.
Oh, that's good.
And I decided I'm gonna take music. And I went to the teacher and asked her, I said, do you recommend that I take music? She said, no.
And that was in high school.
Uh-huh.
And for the ones who don't know, I Am Terrell was a historical black high school that everybody I know around here attended. All the people who were older attended I Am Terrell. Am I right with that? Everybody, I'm I Am Terrell like.
That was the only black school we had for years.
Wow.
That
But
was
they were actually drilling things in you that could be helpful.
Yeah.
So don't underestimate what we were learning back then, even though it was separate, we had, it was separation of races,
But this is one thing that, even though she was just telling me, she didn't recommend that I take music. Because there were other kids, Norma and all, could play music real well, and I couldn't.
oh wow.
And I was probably the bottom of the pack. But it was in my heart. I had to follow my heart, follow my dream. I think people tell you, you can't. But in my case, I got to follow that dream. Got to follow that dream. And I think some people will tell you, you will never be nothing.
Okay. Very good.
And a lot of people go with that, I guess. But when it's in your heart, you follow.
Okay, that's good.
And I was not the best student. I was at North Texas. It had been integrated 2 years before I got there. So I was the only.
Oh, really?
That's
an interesting story in itself.
Yeah, I graduated from high school in 1957.
Okay.
North Texas State College was integrated 2 years before I got there. They opened up, you know,
So how was that experience? I mean, was it anything there that, well, that you could deem as a major setback or?
I guess
sometime
my mind was made up.
Okay.
So I looked
That's
like
what it
I didn't
takes.
have no better sense. Well,
Okay, that's right.
That's fine. You don't believe in me, okay? But
Then
you
my
know.
steps are already ordered. I know what my destiny is.
But I remember one thing, and it's funny now. My third year in North Texas, I was in a government class, and I don't know how it started, but there was a Caucasian young man that looked at me and said, "Why you want to go to school with us?"
Oh,
But if I could tell him now, it would be a different story.
okay.
I hope I don't see him soon. But I was following my dream, and
That's
my
right.
dream demanded I go to this. I stayed in North Texas because I wanted to come back during the weekend and play for the BYPU, make that $2.
Okay.
Yeah, so I could be home and go back. But that's the way it was. Why you know? I don't
I
want to
know.
go to school with you. I want
That's
to
right.
learn that.
That's right. Yes.
But I guess I was, when my mind is made up, when you love something,
That's right.
when you have a dream, you go for it.
That was
I
good.
don't, I was laughed at. So, it didn't kill me. No has never killed me. But and it was in my heart. The Lord had put it in my heart, so that's the reason. I didn't care what you said.
Wow.
I always kept sharpening the axe. You know, in Proverbs, as the scripture says, sharpen the axe. You know, it's a little dull now, so I go to workshops. I went everywhere. During the summer months, my daughter and I went to TCDA. She was small, and I would pack up a little lunch for
That
us.
was while you were in college?
No, this
It
was
right afterwards.
Even after I finished college. Some people stop learning. You can't stop learning. I said, I gotta learn more. I gotta learn more so I can teach these kids. I was determined not to go back to school. You're not to learn, have something to do to teach.
That's good, Mr.
I
Kelly.
can't
I know
do-
that when you were in college pursuing a career in music, there were not many people who looked like you, who was in that same journey, who's probably in that same class.
Uh-huh.
Was that ever a deterrent? Well,
The determined.
I mean, you know, was that ever something that you thought about and, you know, considered in your, apparently not, because you went ahead to achieve and you knew your goal and your purpose, so you would be striving toward that. But when you went there, okay, you chose North Texas, University of North Texas.
At that time, North Texas State University,
Okay.
1957.
And then she had received a bachelor's and master's in music education.
Yeah, 4 years from C61. And then I got married, so I
Okay.
wanted to stay near my husband, so
Okay.
I stayed.
But when you went there, that couldn't have been, if it was the second year that they had started integration, you know, because the schools were segregated. You didn't see many people who looked like you did. But
Most of my
that
classes.
didn't dissuade you from continuing on your journey.
I don't know, maybe I should have been afraid.
That's good.
I didn't know. Oh, my mind, learn music, learn music. Learn music.
Yeah.
Hey, I didn't come here to make it, I almost said the wrong thing. I didn't come here to gain friendship. I didn't learn nothing. I came to learn music.
Learn music.
I gotta polish the axe. I gotta learn all of this to get that sound.
You had a purpose.
Right.
You had a purpose. God had a purpose for you.
And it was my first year in North Texas. The first year, there were celebration. It was the first year, I think, the second year, and it was a rush
Okay.
of blacks,
Okay. Oh, really?
and I was one of them.
Okay.
And of course,
Well, that's wonderful. Well, we glad that you chose that route. It benefited all of us. Your music really had. But let me continue on. And okay, she's an award-winning teacher. Miss Kelly is okay. She covered many of the distinguished accolades that she's received, including the Baynard Friedman Award for Excellence in Teaching Fine Arts in 2000. During her 50 years as a high school choir director, the ODY Singing Chaparrals, a hometown treasure. She won numerous awards and citations. She traveled extensively, and her choirs served as a springboard into musical careers for her students on local and national levels. And she'll explain some of the national people that her choir served as a springboard to help, launch their careers. I'll read this part too. Jewell Kelly is affectionately known as the inspirational teacher and confidant of the renowned and iconic Kirk Franklin, actor David Mann of Tyler Perry's Meet the Brown, and Darrell Blair of Fort Worth, along with a litany of other artists whose gifts manifested in all genres of music and artistry. Tell us about that, Miss Kelly. I think I might have been at ODY when Kirk Franklin was there. I think I might have been. But when you started launching and promoting his music, me in my head, I was used to the old gospel hymnal or the gospel music, and he had a different sound, different kind of music. It took a lot. I said, what are they singing? That's what I was thinking. But you knew God had already placed in your heart. You knew how valuable whatever his writings were. And we all grew to appreciate it. We weren't used to that kind of music. Because I get that traditional gospel, But he introduced, and Miss Kelly saw something. And tell us about that journey, Miss Kelly. It's gonna be fun.
well, let me tell you this, as a teacher, and if there are teachers out there, people have asked me, did you know he was gonna be? No. He was almost, how do you say, wild like everybody else. He was wild. He was nothing written on his head. This boy will be a
I think that's why they put him in the choir, I heard. And he told a story on one of his shows that he traveled, he caught the bus from one place to another to make sure that he was going to be a part of Miss Kelly's choir, because by this time, people had known about it, they had heard about it.
But O.D. Wide had become strong musically.
Yeah, they did.
I worked the devil out of them. But he had heard that music was strong at O.D. Wide. The word had gotten out.
Yeah.
And that was James Hamilton on the jazz band. You remember Mr. Hamilton?
Oh, yes.
And he took in order to get there, he took I didn't know that. And so he got there, and
He was just all over the place.
sit down. But I think of it now, and when God puts something on your heart, and I think he was trying to get it out, and that's when he wouldn't sit down, and that's when he kept moving. But he was trying to, I don't know what the word is, get it out. And the word education, I meant to look it up before I got here, comes from a word, educator, to pull from. He had it, but he didn't. But someone had to be, that's what teachers are good. If you're a good teacher, you'll find,
That's right.
you say, that boy's kind of, he got something.
Yeah.
He got something. You don't know what it is, and he had something.
Yeah.
And he was, and I think what it was, I slowed him down long enough, or found that little gift,
Yeah.
and tried punishing him. Our first gospel fest, I don't know how long ago, years ago, Milton Bigham of Atlanta came to be our guest. And he said, Miss Kelly, I need someone to play for me. And I knew I wasn't playing the gospel music
Okay.
that they played. Most of my companies are better than I am as far as playing. And I said, I got somebody. When Milton stepped in that door, Kirk was
Oh, okay.
yes, 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 yes. What a friend. And he was there. And there was another young man that Kermit Wells was there. But Kermit could play, but
He was sort of shy and late.
he
Okay.
just laid back when you told him to play, he played. And but Milton would ask for a song, and Kirk was already on the piano.
Oh, wow.
That,
Wow.
that, well, you said that. But that, I just created an atmosphere of growth. I think most of my kids that came, they knew they had a gift. But it takes a good educator to know what strings to pull.
Yeah.
He played, Mr. James Hamilton was a jazz band, good at jazz band. And when he needed somebody to play jazz,
They got Kirk too?
Kirk,
He could play it all?
yeah, I
That's
tell you, it was all that. It was in there, and he didn't know he had to have
He
somebody.
didn't have formal music, God just gave him that gift.
That's what I know God gives.
That's right. Oh, yeah.
And you know, so,
Gifts will make room for you.
yeah, and
That's his
bring you
blessing.
before great men.
Okay.
So when,
You know the scripture.
so one of my students said, Miss Kelly, do you know any book in the Bible other than Proverbs? But that's my favorite. But
mine too.
it made me forget. But he would go with the jazz band when they had an engagement. But that was what Caucasian man who heard Kirk playing, and he gave him a scholarship to go to the fine art school.
Oh,
See,
Wow.
oh, really? Okay.
and that's the reason he didn't get a chance to finish high school.
Oh,
Wow.
I think eventually he received his
diploma?
yeah,
Right.
but I just know that was one reason he, and maybe I'm wrong, Kirk, if you're out there, you can tell me.
Yeah,
But,
tell
but his gift was so obvious. This little young fella running around.
You know, but when he wrote songs, you would promote him. You're
Well,
the reason why I sing. I never had heard that style of gospel.
Let me tell you, they were always down in the music room.
Okay, okay.
Kirk had about 12 singers. They were his friends, and they were my students. There was Jeanette Johnson,
Okay.
Darrell Blair,
Okay.
David Mann. All of these came from
And they
David
just be
Mann.
around singing, and you allowed that. You gave them that room to do that.
I don't know whether they were practicing. I don't know, but when he wrote it, and he tried everybody that I remember in Chicago. He was taking his little cassette tape around for all the big wheels to see, hear it.
Oh.
And he said, Miss Kelly, they it's all wrapped up, it's all wrapped up, it's all right. But he gave that one tape to, I forget the lady, and she heard it, played it, and the rest is history.
Oh, that's wonderful.
He's still writing.
Okay.
He's still writing. I talked to him not long ago, but he's still writing. He has so much to give.
That's true.
Did I talk too much on that?
Oh, no, that's good, that's what people wanna hear. I'm gonna read off some more things that, you have accomplished, and we can get back at, cause you didn't talk about, well, we'll get into that. Okay, Ms. Kelly has served as guest director for national and conventional choirs, including the Gospel Workshop, Gospel Music Workshop Incorporation, Mass Choir in 1974. That's when it started?
75.
Okay, 75. The National Baptist Convention, 1975 to 1983 and 1988. The Missionary Baptist Convention, 2004. And co-director of the National Baptist Incorporation, 2011. One of her regal and reflective moments came as she was awarded the Roland Carter Living Legend Award in 2012 at the Hampton University Ministries Conference and Choir Directors Guild Workshop in Hampton, Virginia. Ms. Kelly has been a part of the Gospel Music Workshop of America for 40 plus years, and has always cherished her roles as a teacher in the academic division. Well, tell us about some of the awards, Ms. Kelly. Was that surprising to you? The Roland Carter Living Legend Award.
That was one of the first awards, national awards I received. And I was recommended by Raymond Wise. This was the year right up somewhere in Fort Worth. About me teaching 50 years.
Okay.
They took it on from there. They just took the information. Jewell Kelly did the information.
Oh,
And my pastor called me a living legend.
Oh, yeah, you are. You are. You've been places that we just dream about going. And with your choir, you've been invited to, I know when I was working with you, y'all used to always go, I said, the choir is going somewhere else. How were you able, who was setting up or arranging it, or people were requesting your choir? They have that.
My thing is, I wanted my kids, most kids do not know the richness of that gift. Like Melody Pace, the voice teacher in SMU. She said, Melody, people are paying millions to just hear that sing like you sing. Melody is just second nature to me. So most kids do not know the richness of their gifts. So I told her, I know mom and daddy, cousin, them will always like it. You know, that's my baby.
Yeah.
Baby singing wrong and everything else, but most of them do not know. I said, okay, everybody in Fort Worth likes us. Well, let's see how good you can travel to Washington, D.C., New York. In other words, if a stranger likes you, now you're gonna like your country.
Yeah.
No matter how bad it is.
How bad that kid, they know.
But if this little bad kid goes to New York and somebody that never seen them before, well, maybe they'll say, well, maybe I have got some.
And you used to bring that out in them. How did you get them out of their shyness? Because I know some of them had to go in there with some apprehensions about singing in front of, and the expectations that they would have not to disappoint you.
Well, my thing, if you have the gift, just listen, just take me for my words. Just do it. And once they have a successful moment, hey, maybe she.
Miss Kelly, you would tell them.
You know, I had tough love, I really did, but I was so, I gotta get it out. I got 3 years, I gotta get it out. You have a gift. And finally they said, maybe go to New York. I remember when we went to California. I forget this organist heard Nathan Young play, and
Oh,
she
yeah.
said, "Oh, he's such an excellent musician." I said, "Will you go over there and tell him?"
Okay. Yeah.
He
they
knew,
need to
he
hear that.
knows he has something, but just, you know. So that's the reason I was trying to make them believe in themselves.
Y'all went to Washington, and didn't you go to Washington?
Washington about twice.
Did you sing at the? Oh, I don't want to get ahead. I don't. Well,
What?
did y'all sing at the White House? I heard.
No, I didn't. I'm not.
Oh, okay.
I
Well, you
didn't-
sung in Washington. You sung of various places because y'all used to go.
Philadelphia.
Okay.
We traveled about 10 or 15 years,
Okay.
and it was the first time for some of them. And they had a new appreciation light bulb moment.
Okay, that's easy.
Once you get that light bulb, that's Oprah's. Is it Oprah Winfrey? That light bulb moment. It's a beautiful moment for the student, but especially for the teacher. So I finally got to this boy's hard head. So once they believe in you, you can. They, after they had so many successful moments, they said, "Well, Miss Kelly's right." Many of them thought I was God. You know,
Yeah, they really, yeah.
because some
they
of
knew.
them.
Cause you would know, how did you get get the organization, and how did you prepare? Cause some of your songs, you had an original touch to it. You just didn't sing it straight like it was, so.
I had to sing it my way.
Okay,
I
okay.
can't do it your way.
So you had to, it took a lot of preparation to do that. People don't realize.
Well, yeah, it takes some moments and some. It takes a lot of practice. When other schools were going home at 3:40, sopranos had rehearsal for an hour. Monday, Tuesday, altos. Wednesday, we rehearsed. Sure, I had to work at it, but that's what I was called to do.
And I know that was fine enough, but you had very few discipline problems.
I know. You know, when I said, "Look, you have a gold mine over there, and you acting a fool, that's gonna keep you." So I had the discipline. You can't do that. If we gonna build something together, we gotta have order. And then when they see that order works, but it's, sometimes I not felt sorry. I worked them so hard. One time
And they came back, they kept coming back, so they needed that.
At the gospel fest, many times the other schools would be jamming and doing that, and I would come up with something that, but after they found out, she's all right. It's all right. She know what she's doing, and I appreciate that. And you know, sometimes they act so strange. You say, like I see them now. Oh, you were listening. They be climbing, you know. They didn't climb on, but anyway, it's.
So do you have a preference of a style of music or a genre? Do you have any preference? I know you do classical. We've heard that just with precision. And what do you have a preference? Gospel? Whatever.
I just like that. There's good music in all genres.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I have some gospel music I hate.
Okay.
I have blues and all that. Hey.
You do blues?
Now
I wanna
you
go
can
to your
find
blues now,
something
just-
in the style, but the reason I end up doing a lot of classical style and spirituals is because a lot of people are neglecting it.
Okay.
Yeah, I do a lot of spirituals with the Robert Price and Terrell at the workshop because, as Pastor A.E. Chu said, we don't want the kids to forget their blackness.
Okay, okay.
You can sing on that classical, but the music that bridged us over troubled waters.
Okay, that's right. You want them to connect to that.
And music was a way of easing their pain
Yeah,
but we got smart. We used our spirituals also as a code.
yeah.
Yeah,
You might have to go back to that time. Keep that spiritual going, okay?
But the masters always thought we were doing a singing darky. It's
Okay.
a good dark. In other words, if they singing, they not.
Okay, then, yeah.
But
that was
wade
wrong.
in the water,
Okay.
what they were telling
them, yeah.
tell them, stay in the, keep your tracks in the water so dogs will not, they can't follow your tracks.
Okay.
But it was another reason, you know, do what you have to do to survive.
Okay.
But you know, I want to do something about some of the messages behind a lot of the spirituals, like wade in the water was stay in the water soul, and I want to do something like that. There's so many books I want to write, but
Oh, Miss Kelly, I didn't know yet that was
well,
aspirational.
I really want to write a book about a funny thing happened at choir rehearsal.
Okay.
It's so many things in choir rehearsal, a lot of others, but
Now, this is her original idea, so don't try to take this. It's not copyrighted, but she said it.
take it and run with it.
Today.
And then, it's another, what's the other one I want to do, but that's one. I want to get all that, even though sometimes working in the ministry can be difficult.
I can imagine. I can imagine. I know other people giving up on it. Especially with different personalities. And we'll contrast the difference, because Miss Kelly's still working full throttle, she's going strong. And contrast the difference in when you were doing it 50 years ago as opposed to what you're doing now. Do you see a difference in how the people receive you? Miss Kelly has the same personality, they all of them receive you the same way.
But
She hadn't changed.
The taste in church people has changed.
Okay.
And as you get all people from all walks of life, and you may like this type, but he might like another type.
Mm-hmm.
And you gotta find that, yeah, it's, you have to make a believer, and some people are stuck on,
Yeah.
if you're not jamming, it ain't right. But if you really wanna go to church in the black church,
Yeah.
you go down home. I love the Lord.
Okay.
You can get them. It's a certain song will make the most, what is the word? Criminals cry.
Okay.
Music can strum your life.
It really can.
It can take you back. It can take you back. It can motivate you. That's the reason to have the blues. He didn't need to be singing, but hey, and the old lady left me.
I gotta tell somebody, it has to be rhythmically told.
But Aretha said, all I want when I get home.
Okay. Little
That's
respect.
not much. That's a little respect.
Okay, that's right.
And that, you know, I
You
think
telling
sometimes
your story.
music is the way people, they won't say it, but they'll sing it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Sometimes that's all you need. Sometimes just cut on some music. It reminds you and
They
puts you in a
singing my
different
song.
frame of mind, you know. That's
Yeah.
good.
Have you ever been to a dance and the music starts, somebody just jump up, start singing by themselves? That's my song. Ain't got, excuse me, I ain't got no part. Hey.
Okay, you don't have to have none nowadays, so that's good.
Yeah,
That's a
but-
good thing. You hear it.
Yeah, I thank God for music. I don't know if.
Because you feel it all through your gut and your bones, and
Yeah.
you know, you have to appreciate that.
Yeah. some things, sometimes I say, oh, don't play that song. Bring tears. No, don't play that.
Oh, yeah.
Not today.
Okay, so that's good. You just, you've been exposed to all different kinds of music, so you know how it, affects
Yeah.
people.
But I thank God for music. Somebody says the language of God. I don't know. I just know it touches you.
Okay, so you just not focused solely on gospel music or classical.
No.
You could even cross over and direct a jazz band.
So it's one of those songs I know.
Or blues. Okay, that's good, Miss Kelly. It's good to know because people can relate to that. Because sometimes in their mind, if they want, because you can hear, it has to be harmony in the blues, when they sing.
But then sometimes, like country music tells a
Oh,
story.
country music tells a story too.
I
You have to know that origin too. We just assume that.
I'm not that well, but I be listening to the Voice and what's the other country singers. I'm not that deep in that, but if I stay around it long enough, I'll learn to love it.
But let Beyonce tell you, that's origin stuff rooted in the black singing and community too. So, it's just, so a lot of things when you know the origin of it, you know why it touches us in those songs. Because there were a lot of country music songs that I like. The Judge, Grandpa Tell Me About the Good Old Days. I used to love that song. So there are a lot of, so that's good. So what about things that you see now, techniques that were used then, or techniques, because there's so many modern things now. They have AI. That doesn't affect you at all, does it? Now they implement, I guess, voice with sound enhancements and all those things with AI and technology. How does that affect you in any way?
It's since it's coming in.
Yeah.
Because I'm kind of right now. I'm basically the black church.
Okay.
That's where I am. But even in it's new techniques are slipping in.
Yeah. So how does that affect you? Okay, when you say the new techniques are slipping in, does that slowly not erase but sort of push some of the directors out of
No.
that spot?
It's just
You just have to know, you have to get in
just
touch.
learn little by little.
Okay.
Little by little. Little by little. I'm not as versed in that.
Yeah.
But I'm slowly.
But you still are trying to. We got to keep ourselves relevant, and especially with you. So we trying to learn. Even these cell phones, we trying to learn.
One that's lost.
Oh well, when we find them. So that's good, Miss Kelly. Do you have, about the different styles of music? What are you doing now, as far as
Music?
Yeah.
Well, one thing I'm doing, my daughter's doing it now. I have a music library. I've been in music 50 years, so I even have what's that part of it? The first high school choir I ever directed. I have music by Dee Whitty, that's gospel music by a young director from Austin, Texas, who wrote hymns and anthems mainly for the black church. I have let's see. Ooh, I lost my look. The first song that I sang, I've gone back and listened to some of the old spirituals, and I'm finding out things that I took for granted. But that's what I have, a little library. I invite the world to my house, to my little.
It might be a little mini museum. That's good.
Yeah, I plan to talk to Miss Juneteenth library is coming up. And I wanna somehow, I know music in this library that's coming up will be a part, but I want to be music of the black church.
Okay.
In Baylor, in Waco, they have a study on the music.
Baylor University? Okay.
You can go now, they have collected records, you can go now, even now to look at the history of
The black music.
black-
Music in the black
Yeah.
community. Oh, that's wonderful.
what.
At a time that they trying to sort of push that out of our
You
purview.
can't push it out.
That's right. That's right. We
But you
not
can't-
related for one thing.
But you can't push it out, it's so much, we have influenced so many people,
Yeah,
we didn't know.
we have so many different cultures.
Yeah.
So many musical styles started from, it originated in the black community. So,
People that didn't know they were creating anything, they were just trying to pick cotton with rhythm.
okay. And you have all that. You have
I
all
have a
that.
lot of things, I told Clark Joseph, soon as, he loves history, soon as this library is, I'm gonna let him come in there and just let him sit all day, and see all the history. Yeah, and then some things are coming back,
Yeah, I guess nothing new under the sun, but like what? Like some styles of music or
But
it's just,
the complaint in church now is they doing too much over there.
okay.
But if you really wanna have church in the black church,
You go traditional.
you go back to what I was raised by.
Cause some of the songs, when when I go places, they play gospel. I say, okay, turn it off. I'm so used to some of the traditional, that some of the newest gospel songs, I can't relate to. Cause it seemed like in my head, it seemed like a lot of noise. But I have to get used to some.
Yeah,
I just,
It
loses me. But I like tack off. Now all those I can do with that, the
Good.
movement. The ones I can move around with. But some of the other ones,
some of them too
not all of them. I love
I
y'all
hate-
young folk music, so don't get it twisted. But some of it is a lot of
It's-
just rhetorical noise to me. I'm not used to it.
Yeah,
And some of them I don't even understand what the words are.
sometimes I don't think they do, but anyway, it's a newness to this.
And are you trying to adopt that or bring that into your understanding, or are you trying to just take them back and pick up things that they've lost and not keeping up with the tradition?
I just don't want them to forget.
Yeah, don't let them forget, Miss Kelly.
Yeah, don't,
let them forget.
as
That's
my
all that.
ex-pastor said, don't forget their blackness.
Yeah,
At Robert Price and Terrell at Gospel Music Workshop of America, we do mainly spirituals. And we did this song, spiritual arranged by Robert Bryson of Washington DC. The title of the song is, Lord, I done what you told me to do.
okay.
And I told him, I said, we don't want to say, Lord, I have done. No, that's not what we
Yeah,
do.
that's right.
So I said, the done, that's what we talk. I said, I got 2 degrees in music,
Okay,
but I don't talk.
That's right. That's right.
It's a newness,
we
but.
know how to, what to say, how to pronounce, enunciate words, but that's not how we talk when
Yeah,
we were singing those songs.
We did,
So-
like one letter in Africa, they could not say.
I think I heard that on a video.
Lord, I done what you told me. I meant to do my homework, but she didn't tell me.
Check your mics. I don't know if they
I'm
went
sorry.
off. See if they
I'm
still.
sorry, y'all.
See if they still green.
I forget this little mic.
Is it still green?
No.
Hit the button at the bottom. Check yours, Miss Kelly.
Mine's okay, right?
Nah, it look like yours went off too. It's a button at the bottom. Hold it and see if it turns green.
You can
It
see.
did.
Mm-hmm.
It did.
Check yours.
How do I check mine?
You press it, look at it right here.
Is it on?
It's green. Is it something we did? You
Can
think it
do-
went off because we were talking about traditional gospel? You better come on, because we gonna take you back. We might not have a choice, the way things are slipping back anyway, you know, and things are being erased, might have to take them back to the traditional gospel in order for them to have a new kind of appreciation, so y'all can fight.
But you know, there's a reason I think a lot of the black church songs are left. I was, is because this is not a church generation.
You know that's true.
When I said that, I told, one boy asked me, Miss Kelly, what we gonna wear?
Yes.
And he said, I said, why won't you wear to church? He said, I don't go. This is not a church generation. It's gonna be. We're trying to get but
And maybe that's how God planned it, you know. We going through something to take us back to be where we need to be grounded. But you know, that's a good point. This is not. They sort of straying away from church. They don't have to get up. We had to get up. I don't think my kids can remember a time that we didn't get up on Sunday and go to church. It's not even something that they expect. And if they go to church, it's shocking. And you're right.
Well, the church.
Music is a drawing point.
Yeah. If you have a good preacher that knows what he's doing.
If you have a good preacher, that's the substance that's gonna keep him there. If he lifts up, you know, he'll do the drawing. But that's true. That's true.
So, there was a musician criticizing another young musician. They don't do hymns. They don't do hymns. I said, have you taught them?
Okay.
You can't, you know, you just learn how to play by card, so you came to church and make some money.
Okay.
Some of them. If I don't sell much, too much.
We tell the truth here as far as here, library, podcast. We tell the truth. We just be open. Okay, we're gonna, today, I'm gonna finish reading her biography. And it said, today Jewell Kelly serves as a mentor and assistant to the 4-time Grammy Award-winning musician, Sean Martin.
Let me correct, he has passed since that.
Oh, he has passed.
He has
But he
passed.
still, you served, you did well. Wow. God
yeah.
bless you. Y'all journeys to cross paths.
There was an age difference,
sorry.
but there was.
They're not here.
He passed away
Can
about,
you, he passed away when?
about 2 years ago, 2 or 3. But that's how I got to Dallas through him.
Okay. And y'all work well together. But it's good that y'all.
Cause he knew, I said, Sean, I said, do you know how to play old church music? And he went up there, boom, boom, but he knew it all, variety, he knew all kind, he could play blues, he could play anything.
Oh, okay.
And, so when I tell him I wanted this, he can do it, whatever I want.
Oh, that's good. So I'll ask you who you work with. Who do you work with? You work with somebody now you can appreciate a different style. Yeah.
The minister of music is, oh, Lord, you about to cut this. Over the music fine arts department is Miss Dr. Michelle McKee.
Okay.
The music department is, God, they gonna kill me, I can't. From Tyler, Texas.
I wish I could hear. Look here. Is it on here somewhere?
No, it's not on there. But and there are 3 directors, there's Sabrina and Walisha, and they have a group that I direct. It's called a Kelly Corral.
Oh, how nice.
It's about 16 chosen.
I think I went to one of your performances. It was dynamic, fantastic.
But it's
Okay. Can you hear me? I wanna make sure I'm being
Is it
heard.
green?
oh, you're gonna kill me. But
No,
anyway,
I think it might be. It keeps going out. It's green now. Can you hear me? Miss Kelly's went out too.
what are we doing?
The mic's going out.
What'd I do? Maybe it's time for you to take me to lunch.
Okay, but we're gonna, cause we have about 5 minutes, but I'm gonna finish up this biography. Y'all, today Miss Kitless, okay, we've already done that. She attends Friendship West Baptist Church in Dallas, and you might know that church because it has another legend, Mr. Dr. Frederick Douglass Haynes, the third. He's the pastor. She has a loving and loyal daughter, Robin. Shout out to Robin. A close-knit family and a school of friends around the nation who love and cherish the jewel of gospel. That's what we refer. It's something about the name, Jewel. I wonder, did your mother know that that name was going to resonate and go out and have an importance in our
I
life?
was named after my grandmother,
Oh,
but my other grandmother's name was Pearl.
okay. So either way,
Either way,
one would have been just out there. That's good, Jewel. That's good, Miss Kelly. I never knew of another Jewel growing up. Not the name Jewel. But you always think of that as being something treasured. So it was already written. Your story was already written. You just had to position yourself and follow that path that I was already set forth for you. Miss Jewell Kelly, y'all. Anything in closing, Miss Kelly? I hope that we have enough questions answered for our audience, and if we don't, y'all can find Miss Jewell Kelly by going to Friendship West, and she has a litany of other projects that she's doing, so she might be able to tell you about some gospel music workshop. She invites you to be a part of that if you're in the Fort Worth, Dallas area, if you can sing, if you can hold a note. You don't have to sing, just, she'll let you know if you can hold that note. But she invites and encourages you. Am I a member, Miss Kelly?
Part-time. Fort Worth chapter of the Gospel Music Workshop of America. We meet on the second and fourth Saturday at Pastor Pace's Church, Saintsville.
Okay, Saintsville, and they'll put it, probably list that down with the other things that they're listing on the Forest Hill Library, so you can find that location. If you're interested, if you have that passion for music and singing, they do a fantastic job. They work you. You go a lot of places. Miss Kelly keeps up with all that. She said, I'm hitting the road. I said, wow, Miss Kelly, you have not stopped yet. And God has blessed her. Look at her. She look at her face. I said, Miss Kelly, look at you. I'm trying to adopt that too. So we're going to give it up again for Miss Kelly. And anything that you want to say in closing, Miss Kelly, we welcome you. And I thank you again for being a guest on this podcast at Forest Hill Library. While I'm filling in for like I said, the infamous, what else can I say, Willie Strickland. And we're going to turn this back over to him and let him go away. I hope I hadn't done you a disservice, but I had top of the line guests. We had some good guests. Look, y'all give it up again for Miss Jewell Kelly. Anything that you want to say, Miss Kelly, as we close today? I was gonna have some of the staff coming over to see if you would be able to point out the ones that would make your gospel choir or not.
If they come over, we'll make room for them.
I was talking about right now. When we were gonna have somebody hit a couple of notes to see if she was gonna point.
We may ask Willie, so Willie, I don't think Willie is gonna be his.
What about Michael? I think I had somebody else over there, but that's all right. We'll do that. We'll have fun with that one other time. Miss Kelly, again, and anything that you wanna invite them out to any programs you might be having at your church?
Nothing coming up soon. We just had the revival. Sunday we're gonna have.
I think it's off. I think her mic is off.
But you can always come, 10 to 12. It's worth the drive.
What church?
Are we on, Willie? Can you hear us?
I think it went out. Yeah, it went out.
You wanna bring the big mic? We got to hear her closing remarks.
Oh, am I gonna do something?
They say, he said the mics keep going out.
Yours is green.
Oh, mine is green. You have to press yours at the bottom, Miss Kelly.
Is it going on?
Yeah, it's going off again.
It must be when I turn.
Miss Kelly, we have to plan this again. This can't be my last podcast and we up here half stepping. We got to get in public the greatest, the things that they want, y'all. I've enjoyed this. As part of my journey, and I plan on continuing on some way, somehow, y'all. I'm gonna get the message out to you. Okay, let's see. It's right here. We'll just hold it in our hand.
Is it green?
Is that all right? We'll hold it up to our mouth.
We through now.
Is it
But
green?
they want to hear your closing remarks. What are you having? You having something at your church, aren't you? You having something at your church? Or either gospel music workshop. What do they do?
We're getting.
Gospel music workshop. It's on. Yours is on.
We meet the second and fourth Saturday at Saintsville on Meadowbrook from 3 to 4:30. We love to have singers. We have musicians who present songs right now, presenting songs from the recent workshop we came out 2 weeks ago. So if you need to learn new music or like learning music, come by. You can email me at Jewell of Gospel, Jewell of Gospel, GOSPEL at charter.net or at gmail.com. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much, all of our social media family, and we're gonna sign out for today. And if this didn't come out right, we're gonna have to do this again because Miss Kelly voice. We're gonna memorialize this right now and etch this in stone. Thank you so much, y'all. Peace. Love you. Like the kids say.